What up, Wheatfield? What it do? Welcome back to the Wheatfield, y'all. Welcome to you. This is your girl Lati here. It's Here's a We Tarot show where you show enough never know what you're gonna get, beloved. We cleaning up the table and we just wanted to chat with y'all for a little minute. You know, yeah, a personal resolution, a personal issue reaches a resolution. Full moon energy, full moon in Cancer, and I can't remember where the moon is rising to this season or this month. This is April the 10th, 2025, beloved. So when you get this message, you know it's good for now. We thank the Alpha and Omega for coming in to assist us and bring this message. We definitely feel some energy, but I'm not for sure that we're going to pull cards for it. It's just feeling like a chop it up session, cleaning up the table and let you know what the spirit has been dropping down on us. We got the message of like, or tornado, right? And I'm picking up financial preparation, right? It's like, yeah, it's giving tower. Like it could, some personal resolution could end in a different kind of way, or somebody could feel like they definitely have been going through a storm, right? And I was talking to one of my closest friends, and she mentioned that she felt like the tornado was over. And we both was saying at the same time that a lot of times when the storm is over, that's when the cleanup begins, right? Like, so if you are coming to the ending of a personal resolution, it's like now the real work starts. It's like cleaning up and getting things back in order, or rebuilding type of energy is what I'm getting. Interconnectedness, synchronicity, and God incidences. Yeah, I love my sis because we be saying like it just be connecting. It just be like right there. So the thing that I'm getting really is like, even when the tornado is going on, is can you stay grounded, right? Or do you get swept up in the storm and start spinning out of control with everything else, beloved? That was number one. And then it took me back to the precursor in terms of, do you live in a tornado zone? Ding. That was it. And she was like, yes, sis. Like, these concepts have just kind of been going around. But I'm like, do you live in a tornado zone and you constantly choose to keep building? Like, you won't leave it, you will stay. And you choose to stay. And I choose to keep rebuilding. But then Spirit was like, you can't be surprised when the next tornado hit. It's like living in a disaster area or disaster zone, and you know that it's dangerous. You know that these storms could come without warning, that you could get swept up, that you could get, again, hurt. Like, it's a disaster and you're getting swept up in it. Or have you gotten to the place where I'm resolved, I'm resolute, I know that I live in a danger zone, I know the risk, I know that the storm could hit like any minute, and I'm going to have to rebuild. And I've resolved to do it. I'm also prepared to do it, right? Like, I got insurance because FEMA may not always be available, beloved. That hit me in the kingdom. So it's giving me 4 emergencies, right? Like my assistance or something like that. And sometimes, you can run into situations where people be like, you know what, you keep choosing to live in a disaster zone, and we're not liable, or we don't have enough energy or resources to keep helping you rebuild, beloved. Like, I'll give you an example. Excuse me, definitely must be saying something that's going to help somebody, because I'm thinking about Louisiana and New Orleans. They're definitely in them hurricane zones. But do you know your private insurance is only going to cover one event per season, beloved? So what season are you in, and how many events have you had where those events are now not covered by insurance? Right, and you can't always trust or tap into your four emergencies, like my assistance people, because now maybe they are stretched thin. Maybe they like, look, I gotta be hands off with this because you the one that keep choosing to rebuild in a disaster zone, beloved. So we can no longer help. Tell me somebody not going through that. I know they are. You know, witness say that people go through it. I have been one to continuously try to rebuild in a disaster area until that storm got so thick. It was like, look, I got to move away from this shit. Like, I'm not going to keep rebuilding in order for things to just get tore the fuck down again. Like, it's not affordable. It's not sustainable, right? I have to move to an area that's more conducive to what the Most High God is growing. I don't want to continue to put it at risk by living in a danger zone, beloved. And I don't think that the Most High God will want that for us. I just don't. You know? So, take it for what it's worth. Hopefully, it's worth some edification to your soul. Yeah, affirmations for the crown chakra is sitting right here, so we're going to read that. What do you know? Affirmations for your crown. I am a limitless spiritual being. I am connected to the divine source of wisdom and love, and connected to the divine source for something else that came out. Wisdom is not necessarily wise to live in a flood zone, to continue to build in a tornado zone. But people do it, right? And a lot of people take the risk and they rebuild. But you got to shoulder that cost is what I'm getting. I am open to understanding my life purpose, and we are all connected through love and divine energy. They were giving us the thing about financial preparedness and financial responsibility. Is giving me that you are already a creditor and that you have unlimited credit accounts, right? We see them every day. Some people call them, you know, something different. We choose positive reframe. We have credit extended onto us, and we are able to have lights, gas, water, shelter, you know, all of our needs met, right? And it's because of these credit accounts. I'm getting your soul. They're tapping me on the sacral chakra. It's giving creativity or creating all of these accounts, and they're set aside for you. But then here comes fiscal responsibility, right? Financial responsibility, being a good steward over all of your credit accounts. So you have been credited. Now you make credit to those accounts. When those accounts have been fully credited, recredited, then you can re-access that account, beloved. If y'all notice, I'm very careful on reframing the speech. I'm telling the universe that my credit account, I am a creditor, first of all. I am a responsible creditor, right? And I'm also a creditee, right? Like I extend credit to others. We do that. We exchange credit. And as I am crediting the universe credited me, right? And I came in with this inheritance, this credit account that we can access. And as I'm accessing that credit account, then I'm also recrediting that same account so that it stays full. And we make those credits in a multitude of ways, whether it's, again, those actual fiscal crediting, whether it's your good love, your energy, your compassion, understanding that we are connected, we are whole, being mindful, right, of where I place that seed, right? So that brings us to one of the other things. We were thinking about our car. Car credit account will be fully recredited in just about 2 months. And it took us to even think about 4 coins, fiscal responsibility, even being a little bit, you know, making adjustments in how we credit, right, our entertainment, you know, how we, you know, fund all of those things so that we can make double payments and really, you know, fully recredit that account. It's going to be available to us. We built up a good relationship with the financier, not only the institution, but the Most High God itself that gave us the ability to do it, right? The credit initially. So we have a Tesla. We do. And we got it because it just made financial sense. When we looked at the payment amount and how much we were expending for our other vehicle, including maintenance and gas, the Tesla was actually cheaper. It was. So, and that was at the time we bought it in 2019. We took possession December of 2019. Now we are just about done with that, like 2 more months. Whew, right? I'm here and get that. But anywho, that being said, the return on our investment is definitely there because gas prices is like to what? It's unstable, right? It fluctuates. And the car has lower maintenance in terms of like oil changes and all that stuff. We don't have to do that. And it don't take gas. And to charge it and you know, at our residence in the garage is like next to nothing. Like it used to be next to nothing, but now prices are also inflating. We used to pay like 8 cents per kilowatt to charge the car. Now it's 25%, 25 cents. That's going, that's what, that's not even, I can't even think. What is that, like a 15-cent differential? It may sound like nothing, but where you could charge your car for $8, $9, now it's costing $25. So the goal is to make sure that we have, you know, everything straight so we can continue to charge at home. But when you're on the road, you can't avoid it, right? You have to pay at a charger station in order to refuel your car. But I will say, $25 compared to how much people pay in gas is a real big difference. I'm not advocating for anybody to go out and buy a Tesla, beloved. That's your decision. I'm just talking about the financial preparedness for just in case things go away, where life is like, you know, that ability to sustain, to be prepared. You know what I mean? Just in case it happens. It's also giving me a lesson again in financial responsibility. You know, weighing your pros and cons and thinking about, you know, how you could prepare yourself for the storm that may be coming. Yes, see, King of Pentacles. It's giving me financial responsibility. How are you sowing your seed and how does it return on to you, beloved? How will you harvest it? Thinking about like no seed wasted. You know what I mean? Every seed has purpose. We really been thinking about budget, right? We were just thinking about that and speaking to friends about budget, like how every dollar is supposed to be allocated, even from like your basic needs all the way down to your, what you consider your luxuries, your shopping, your entertainment. Because you should have something for you where you can do something nice for you, right? Like to treat you, that's a part, not just like self-care and self-love, but, you know, do you buy yourself flowers every once in a while? Do you buy yourself your favorite, like, cocktail, or if you know, whatever that thing is, your, you know, favorite cologne, a new book, you know, definitely like a new book, like reading is fundamental, right? Are you able to make small investments into yourself? Because again, this is sowing season. So how are we sowing and being very mindful about our seed? Yeah, reassess. See, reassess keep coming out. It's like taking inventory. Every good person takes inventory. They look over their books and they do an assessment to see what's working for them and what doesn't or what isn't. It's given, like, in order to be given more, have you shown, it's like, yeah, but they want me to back up and say it a different way. Be a good steward over what you have to show, you know, that you are responsible for more. It's like, again, developing that financial relationship with that which provides all things, beloved. We talk about relationship with the Most High, but that relationship, I'm getting the heart, it's like different things that's in it. Can I trust you with, your provisions? Can I trust you with my word and your words? Like, how are you going to use it? Can I trust you even with my heart, your desires and your intention? Do you keep it for the highest? It's giving financial provision. Everything that I'm giving onto you, how do you use it? How are you sowing, right? Are you able to bring yourself to a state of fruitfulness based on this little bit? It's like Jack having these 3 beans, and if he just throw them to the wayside, it's like that's frivolous. But if you were to be frugal and considerate of what it is, I'm going to be mindful. I'm going to sow this here. I'm going to plant it. I'm going to water it. I'm going to pluck up all the little weeds around it so that they don't choke it out, those tears, right? Pluck them up and get rid of it and continue to just baby it and watch it grow, to nourish it. And you will be fruitful. And as you care for this bean, this bean, this bean, this seed, this seed, this seed, then before you know it, your harvest is going to deliver how many seeds. And you learn how to be responsible and to handle that yield that's coming back to you as you grow. So it's definitely a thing about fast money, because you haven't necessarily learned what it takes to manage that yield. Many of it will go to spoil. It'll go to waste, right? So if you are in a place where you are managing your seeds and you starting from them 3 seeds like Jack and the Beanstalk, you know what I mean? But that's the difference in like turning your, no, we ain't gonna go there. You managing your seeds. And the Spirit said, keep doing, the things, like keep practicing financial responsibility, fiscal responsibility, for you will be given more. Like your hard work will multiply. It will be fruitful. Again, because every one seed has the potential to bear how many seeds? Yeah, leadership is here. See, natural leader, visionary, entrepreneur, right? Big picture, overcoming challenges, mature and career focused. How are you sowing your seeds, beloved? An entrepreneur. And so if you are being prepared to be on your own, taking inventory, reassessing, understanding what worked for the business and what didn't, what brought you a return, beloved, and what was just a waste. That's true. Getting clarity. You want this? Yeah. Regrets and heartache. What worked and what didn't? Are you constantly rebuilding in a disaster zone, beloved? Yeah, Hierophant. See, the Most High God say it would be fruitful for you, maybe for somebody to move away. Just saying. If you don't want to have to rebuild and reinvest in the same place, the same plot that keeps getting ripped up season over season over season, you may need to think about, you want this? Yeah, see? Move away. Spirit saying move away. Yeah. And it could be quickness. Going on a new adventure, taking an inspired action, being fearless is what I'm getting. Fearless. Definitely giving move away energy. We're going to have to wrap it up. We almost done with this little lunchtime break message. But we really getting prepared. And we just wanted to share with y'all some of the inspirations that the Spirit gave us. It moved us to speak on this. Yeah. Look, confidence. Look, success. I'm getting harsh endings. They wouldn't let me show what's behind there. Now they are. Look, discernment. Like, are you going to stay in a place where you keep meeting these harsh endings and keep having to rebuild? Right? You can't blame the tornado if you live in a tornado zone. How do you blame the hurricane when you live in a hurricane zone? How do you blame the flood when you keep choosing to move to a flood zone or to stay in a flood zone? Are you thinking about, oh, this, I don't know. Whatever it is, Spirit say be real, beloved. Be real. Like, get real. See the truth. See what may need to go away from you. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles. Definitely. Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles is already down here. It's like thinking, maybe it's time to start over a new cycle. Or are you going to keep staying, a place where you're used to? Maybe it could be because of memories, connection, nostalgia. This is where I'm at. This is where I've always been. And I'm going to just keep rebuilding. And that may be fine for some who, are okay with that. But I'm getting that somebody is not okay with that. It's giving me that somebody wants to go to bat with the storm, beloved, and it's not the tornado's fault. It's not the storm's fault. It's us looking at self and contemplating, why am I living in a disaster zone, beloved? Because storms are going to happen. It's a natural phenomenon. Right? They do what they are designed to do. And if you keep putting yourself in harm's way, then they will do that thing to you. See? Something with the past. It's a connection to the past. This one. And then that's it. We're going to get these last few cards. We see freedom and loneliness. Maybe somebody won't move because they feel like, if I leave, then I'm going to be lonely, right? But I'm getting that new connections will be made, right? Look, we see that regret coming through. Regret. And see purpose. Maybe the storm is pushing you to go where you're supposed to. Like, it's something that's driving you towards your purpose, right? Yeah, we getting pride and acceptance. Like, somebody may be prideful and they may be having an issue with acceptance, right? Right. Thinking that they can make things work in a situation that just wasn't designed to work, beloved. Yeah, regret and pride. Anything else? It is something going on with the moon oracle. The full moon is, not full moon, the new moon is coming April 12th. And I want to say it could be in Capricorn. I can't remember. But it's either Virgo or Capricorn. It may not be Virgo. I can't remember. I don't want to lie. Look, regret keeps coming up. See, somebody living in a storm zone. And they're coming out with regret. And it says, I know that I cannot change the past, beloved. See, failure. You can't change the past, but it's like, are you setting yourself up for failure because you keep staying in, you keep rebuilding in a disaster zone? Right? Yeah, the Temple of Truth, throat chakra is here. Definitely speaking some truth. Let the truth flow from your lips, right? Let the Most High God speak its truth to you, right? So that you can have the courage to do whatever it is they are guiding you to do. If they're guiding you to stay, stay. If they're saying it's time to move, move. See, recreating or retreating to recharge. Trusting the process, your dharma. This definitely has been coming out. It came out in yesterday's live too. So that could definitely be for somebody that's, needing this. Yeah, the Matrix. See, you could be somebody that frees minds from the Matrix. I'm definitely getting synchronicity. I was picking up Morpheus energy like a leader, right? Gaia Gateway activation. This came out too. Earth Intelligence. All these cards were the ones we just picked up. Y'all saw it shuffle. And see, Sirius. This one also came through too. Yes, perceive, be seen, push through. It's something here. I don't know if this is relative or same energy. Just pick up one from the moon. See, I can't make it up. What do you need to release? Somebody may be in a disaster zone. And they may be afraid to leave. Afraid to break free because they think they may be lonely. There's some past connection here, and I'm getting that the storm is going to continue to rage on. Let the storm rage on. But somebody keeps saying, the cold never bothered me anyway. Does it really? Or are you afraid to leave so you continue to stay? Thank you so much for joining us here for this quick message on the Tears of We Tarot Show. You show enough, never know what you're going to get. Beloved, I love you. I do. I love you just like I love myself, because that's my capacity. I love you just like I love the Alpha and the Omega, because you are a pixel. You are a piece. They made all of us, everything. I'm talking about you, me, everything in creation. We are a whole. We are complete. There's nothing broken and there's nothing missing. And tornadoes and hurricanes and floods and all that have its purpose. But if you stay in the way of it, don't get mad when it delivers its worst, beloved. To the next now. Love you so much. Ashe.